running down to you, communist, homosexual, faggot, dipshit, motherfucker. Fuck you! That's why. 'Cause fuck you! That's why. 'Cause helmets suck, that's why. And commies like you swallow.
Another day, another indictment, right? So the ever-increasingly corrupt fucking Joe Bribin admin, not to be, one-upped or let you focus on anything of substance, and fresh off the heels of Hunter's fucking ex-business partner testifying in front of Congress, implicating Joe Bribin on a minimum of 20 phone calls that had to do with business, regardless of what MSM liked to tell you, right? Have done a replay of last week where we saw Hunter Biden's sweetheart fucking deal that included fucking immunity and perpetuity fall apart. And so the very next day they had to roll out an indictment against Trump. Here we are again. Devin Archer comes to Congress. The next day they got to roll out an indictment. That includes 4 charges with 6 yet to be named co-conspirators. The charges ranging from what is it? An attempt to defraud the United States of America, attempt to obstruct official proceedings, obstruction of an attempt to obstruct official proceedings, and conspiracy against rights. Right, whatever the fuck that is, man. So, with all the shit that just keeps rolling downhill from Hunter to Joe there, it's, they just keep rehashing the same shit as far as Trump's concerned. It has to do with the Presidential Records Act that does not carry criminal charges, right? That's completely unprecedented. Even if they thought they had to put on their fucking Stasi show and kick in the fucking front door of Mar-a-Lago to get a hold of Melania's underwear to sniff, right? They didn't need to bring any kind of criminal charges, right? They could have humiliated him and left him alone, but this is a desperation move to stop the man. And of course, January 6th, right? Which is what these particular fucking indictment charges fucking pertain to. So, it's just a rehash of the same shit over and over again. And, to touch on what I said, a couple minutes ago about the Devin Archer, situation, you got the MSM and, of course, the left out here. Like, he didn't say Biden talked about business. Like, no, that's not the way shakedowns go, right? The big guy comes in with plausible deniability on call to speak about the weather over in Ukraine's, and the small fries, Hunter and Archer and whatnot, they handle the actual fucking bribery and extortion and name the price and handle the details, right? Biden's just there to solidify the image in your head. Like a mob boss would do, right? The mob boss isn't going to break your fingers to take your money. It's the under guys that's going to take care of that. So it's all conspiracy. It's right-wing desperation. In reality, it's these guys twisting the truth to fit their agenda, and it goes along what we just recently covered here, how the media was turned into a propaganda arm by none other than Obama, and this right here is actually to protect the legacy of one Obama's, right? Because Joe Bribin, being the VP, had no say or power of his own. Everything that happened or passed or, came to be, came with the approval or at minimum, the knowledge of a fucking Obama's, including phone calls, texts, what have you, Secret Service details, all that shit is official. You know what I mean? That's all conspiracy, but the Republicans now have rolled out fucking bank records, SAR reports, wire transfers, private bank transactions, LLCs, text and email messages, two business partners coming out to not only, testify or say that they would be willing to testify, but also name Bribin himself as the big guy, the VP, right? There's also photos of Biden with the business partners, voicemails of his own, Hunter's text to his daughter saying that he hopes that she doesn't have to do what he did, which is, pay for the entire family and give his dad half of his earnings. And then, the icing on the cake, the recorded Joe Biden phone calls with Poroshenko. And then, the video of old Biden bragging on the fact that he got Shokin fucking fired using quid pro quo as a guaranteed $1 billion loan that he was threatening to withhold if the guy that was investigating Burisma, where his son was on the board, wasn't fired, that, he would withhold this money. And, well, son of a bitch, he was fired, right? We all know that video. Okay. And, all this is being played in front of you. It's some for real. And, in fear of completely playing out the term, some Orwellian shit telling you what you see in front of you is not what you actually see. To protect the Obamas, to do political damage that will be felt for generations. This is a tit-for-tat political theater, and if you think it's going to stop here, that's laughable, right? That's even right now with the gutless fucking McCarthy in charge of Congress. They're still building up all this information, and at some point, everything that's used against one side will be used against another, and that's the reason why you just recently saw cringe Pierre come out and say that Biden would not be pardoning Hunter.
Okay, let me go back to the first question of the briefing. I know you said not a lot's changed since yesterday and that it's a personal matter, but from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Well,
I just said no. I just answered. Go ahead.
And I absolutely believe it, because I believe that if the DNC could throw fucking Biden under the bus to protect the Obamas and the Clintons and prevent their names from having to be brought up in court, that they would do so, and that Hunter just may be the cost to protect these people. We'll find out, man. But either way, it's obvious fucking bullshit political theater. It's look it over here and don't look at us. You guys tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Smell you later.
And we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired.
Assuming that there is a new government and a new prosecutor general, I am prepared to do a public signing of the commitment for the $1 billion.
And despite of the fact that we didn't have any corruption charges, we don't have any information about he doing something wrong, I especially asked him, no, it was the day before yesterday, I especially asked him to resign.
Congratulations on installing the new prosecutor general. It's going to be critical for him to work quickly to repair the damage that Shokin did. And I'm a man of my word. And that now that the new prosecutor general is in place, we're ready to move forward in signing that new $1 billion loan guarantee. I don't want Trump to get in the position where he thinks he's about to buy onto a policy where the financial system is going to collapse and he's going to be looked to pour more money into Ukraine. That's how he'll think about it before he gets sophisticated enough to know the detail.
In other words, Biden does not want Ukraine asking for more money from Trump. Doing so would cause Trump to look into the details.
So anything you can do to push the Privat Bank to closure so that the IMF loan comes forward, I would respectfully suggest is critically important to your economic as well as physical security.
Critically important for economic and physical well-being. Biden goes mafia.
We're not against the Republicans. We're not against the Republicrats. We are against those MAGA thugs. Thugs.